Steve Jobs stood on stage in 2001 and said just 5 words that changed everything. 1,000 songs in your pocket. He didn't mention gigabytes, processing power, or battery life. Meanwhile, all the other MP3 companies in that space were drowning audiences in technical specs that no one cared about. Those 5 words helped launch one of the most profitable companies in the world. So, what did Steve Jobs understand about storytelling that most founders miss? Hey, I'm Chris Greenwald, entrepreneur, startup coach, attorney, and FANG product manager. And I've helped founders transform their pitch from here's what we've built to here's why it matters. I've also worked behind the scenes with companies like Microsoft, Meta, and Starbucks. Are you ready to stop explaining your features and start telling stories that connect? Let's dive in. Today, we're breaking down brand storytelling for startups. And I'm going to show you why the companies that succeed aren't necessarily the ones with the best products, but instead the ones with the most compelling stories about transformation. To do this, we'll cover 3 frameworks that turn your customer insights into powerful narratives. And by the end of this video, you'll have a story approach that makes customers the hero and your product the guide to their transformation. All right. First fatal flaw, making your product the hero. Here's where most founders get storytelling wrong. They make their product the hero of the story with something like, our AI-powered platform leverages machine learning algorithms to optimize workflow efficiency through automated task prioritization, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Your eyes glaze over. It's terrible. Now compare this to, let's say, Slack's approach. Work doesn't happen in isolation anymore. Your team is scattered across time zones, projects are moving fast, and email is where conversations go to die. What if there was a place where work actually flowed? Notice the difference? Slack didn't lead with features. They led with a customer's problem and then painted a picture of its transformation. Now, this comes from the brand story framework. Your customer is the Luke Skywalker, not your product. Your product is the Yoda, the wise guide that helps the hero win the day. All right, method number 1, start with why, not what. Simon Sinek completely changed how I think about messaging in one insight. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So now let's break down that Apple example. Every other company was saying what they did. Let's say they make computers with 120 gigabytes of storage and USB connectivity. But instead, let's look at how Apple marketed their computers even. Apple started with their why. We believe in challenging the status quo and thinking differently. And they looked at how. We make beautifully designed, simple to use products. And the what? We happen to make computers. Want to buy one? It's a completely different approach. This isn't just clever marketing. Those 5 words, 1,000 songs in your pocket, that was transformation language. They weren't selling a device, they were selling a transformation. You went from, I can only carry 12 songs on my CDs, I don't have all my music with me, to I can carry my entire music collection. I don't have to choose. That is a transformation. So here's how to find your why. Ask yourself, what transformation do we enable that goes beyond our product? Let's say you're building accounting software. Your first attempt might be, we help small businesses manage their finances. Accurate, but boring. Let's dig deeper. Let's try to find that real why. Let's say we believe small business owners should spend time building their dreams, not drowning in spreadsheets. Same product, completely different story. And that story change could significantly prove how people see your business and thus your conversion rates. All right, method number 2, the customer language mirror. Here's a technique that I've learned from doing hundreds of user and customer interviews, and it is so good. Your best marketing copy already exists. It is just in your customer interviews. So when customers describe their problems, they use emotional and visceral language. I'm drowning in emails. I feel like I'm constantly behind. Oh, that's like trying to drink from a fire hose. I hear that all the time. But when we write marketing copy, we sanitize it. We manage email overload efficiently or something like that. We just strip out the emotion And then we wonder why no one responds. I call this the customer language mirror. You use the exact phrases your customers use to describe their problems and their desired outcomes and mirror it back to them. Let's say we're building a project management tool. In interviews, customers might keep saying, I feel like I'm herding cats when describing team coordination. Instead of saying, we streamline your team collaboration, try, stop herding cats and start leading teams. This resonates because it speaks their language. So here's your exercise. Go through your customer interviews and highlight every emotional phrase that they used. And then let's turn those phrases into your marketing foundation. Method 3, creating your own category. So here's something that most founders get backwards. They think they need to fit into an existing category in order to be understood. But the most successful companies create their own category and can then create their own conversation, which is so powerful. Let's look at Netflix. They didn't position themselves as a better blockbuster. They created streaming entertainment. Tesla didn't position better cars. They created sustainable transportation. The key is you're not trying to make up a category. You're trying to solve a problem that an existing category is ignoring. So let's go back to that project management software tool. When you are competing against Asana, Monday, and a dozen of other tools, you will be forgettable with project management software. That phrasing, you won't get anywhere. But let's look through interviews. Maybe in some of those interviews, we discover that our best customers aren't using our project tool for project management. They're using it to prevent products from going off the rails before leadership notices. This can become its own category, project health monitor. Suddenly we aren't competing with project management tools. We are the only solution in this space. So the key question here is, what job is your customer hiring your product to do that no other existing category serves? When you create your own category, you create your own story. And when you own the category, you own the conversation. All right. So that is some great information. And now we can see how we can maybe build our own story with the customer journey story framework. Now that you have your story, here's how to know if your story differentiates you. Can you swap your company name with the name of your biggest competitor and have the story still make sense? The answer is yes, you don't have differentiation yet. Your story should be so specific to your approach, your market, and your customer's journey that no competitor could credibly tell the same story. Ultimately, your product features will be copied, your pricing will be undercut, and your team's going to get poached. But your story is the one thing that no competitor can credibly replicate because it's built on your unique understanding of your customer's transformation journey. So stop talking about what you built and start talking about who your customers can become. Stop listing features and start describing transformations. Then you can stop being forgettable and start being the obvious choice. Your homework is to record the next 3 customer interviews and write down every emotional phrase they use. Then craft one sentence that captures their transformation journey using their exact words. What are some of the most powerful phrases your customers have used to describe their problem? I want you to drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll help you turn that customer language into compelling copy. If this changed how you think about startup storytelling, I would love it if you hit the like button. Remember that features tell, but transformation sells. Stop explaining what you do and start showing your customers who they can become. I'll catch you in the next one.